Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm gonna move the camera a little bit, so give me a second, real quick. Sorry about that, y'all. Gotta make some technical changes to the new apartment. It's not like the other apartment. Alright, hopefully y'all can see me clear. Hair growing back? Yeah, hair growing back. I gotta get it all nappy. My hair is so naturally curly and wavy. See that? I get a 360 wave without even trying to do it. But yeah. Alright. We got Miguel in the background. Alright, so yo, this video is trans men versus trans ops, is fans versus fans, and studs versus studs. That's how I'm gonna word this. I'm gonna try to. Alright, so I realize there's a lot of trans men that judge a lot of trans men, and I don't understand why. You know, just because you transition all the way or half, got top surgery and you ain't get bottom surgery, or just because you got to the length that you want to be and the other ones haven't. Stop doing that. Stop doing it. Same thing. Studs. Stop judging other studs because you think they're not up to stud expectations. Or stop femmes judging other femmes because you think they're not meeting the discrimination of what a femme is. You know, it's too much. We separate ourselves because we sit up here and we got a label, and then you sit up here and you give a description of what a stud is. If we really go into a dictionary, we know what a stud really is. Same thing. We know what a trans man really is. A trans man is someone who feels they were born in the wrong body. Regardless, they feel like they're a man or they feel like they're a woman. If you got a lot of trans men who are transitioning and become men, and regardless if they didn't take testosterone, if they didn't get on hormones, or they didn't do any type of surgery, does not mean that they're less of a trans man. Me, I am trans. Regardless, I would say my transition is being better than what I was. I'm transitioning to a person that takes care of home. A man takes care of his home, takes care of his family. A man takes care of the wealthiness, makes himself feel secure. Basically, his household, he feels secure. That is what a man is to me. A man is not someone that goes out and bop, 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 and just because you get on hormones and get on tea, and just because you get surgery does not make you a man. At the end of the day, we got to understand the definition of really what a man is. Just because you transition and you get top surgery and bottom surgery does not make you a man. If your mind upstairs is not manly, then you're not a man. You're just a person that changed their outer, but you didn't change the interior of yourself. You didn't change the exterior of yourself. You just changed the outer appearance. You know what I'm saying? You didn't change anything. But don't judge another person because you feel like they ain't up to your expectations as a trans man. There's too much judging against trans man and trans man. There's a lot of trans men looking down on other trans men because they didn't get surgery or they didn't get on hormones. Why? Why? Why judge them? Some people ain't got the funds. Some people ain't got family. Some people's insurance don't cover top surgery or bottom surgery. Same thing as when it comes to a stud. Hold on, I gotta turn that down. Studs, stop judging on other studs. Just because another stud decided to date another stud does not make them a less of a stud. Just because you wear pants does not make you a dominant. Just because you got a exterior of very masculine does not make you a stud. Just because you take care of your home like a man does not make you a stud. Your mentality and your respect of who you are and respecting the person that you are makes you the person that you are. Same thing when it comes to femmes. Femmes be judging other femmes who decided to mess with a trans man. Femmes be judging other femmes because they decide to date a stud. Oh, she's not real femme. She don't want to mess with femmes. She just want to mess with studs. So what? There's a dominance always going to be in a relationship, and there's always going to be a submissive in a relationship. I'm not a hardcore dominant person. I am not. Even if I transition, I might become more masculine because I am not 100% dominant, but I embrace my androgynous because it's a part of me. It's the yin and the yang of me. It's the feminine side of me and the dominant side of me. Doesn't make me less of who I am? No, it doesn't. And I hate people to sit up here and judge me because, oh yeah, I see your chest. Okay, cool. You see my chest. So what? I deal with it for like 39 years. I'm still dealing with my chest. Every day of my life, I'm still going to see my chest when I take a shower. But the point is, I embrace who I am, and it does not change the person that I am. The one thing that'll fuck you up is when you let something change who you are. Same thing with femmes. Why judge another femme because she says she might want to date femmes, but then she date a stud? Oh, no. You're not going with the femme code. What femme code? What stud code? What transition code? What trans man code? I don't get it. The whole thing is we sit up here and we go against people in our community for what reason? Because they don't meet your expectations? Who are you to judge them? They're not in your shoes. You're not in their shoes. So that means that you need to take what heat to help them to get to where they are, to get to where you at. My thing is same thing with trans men. Some trans men can get surgery, some trans men can't. But you are not to judge them or knock them or discriminate against them because they're not living up to the trans man expectations. They actually are. They are men that feel like they're in the wrong body. Regardless if they got surgery or not, they still are a trans man because they feel like they're in the wrong body. They're going with the description that is actually in the dictionary of what a trans man is. Same thing with a stud. Stud is not by who you date and how you dress. It's basically how you carry yourself. A dominant woman who tends to have more mannerisms than a male role in an eye regardless of who she is. Regardless, she respects that she's a woman, but she's very masculine for herself. That is basically a stud. That is a stud. That is basically what a stud is. So she still will be a stud regardless of who the fuck she dates. Same thing with a femme. A femme is someone who is feminine, has feminine role and feminine mannerisms, and very flamboyant kind of, but still dresses like a girl, smells like a girl, like heels and pumps, and walks with a feminine swag. That is what a femme is, regardless of who the fuck she dates. So femmes on femmes, stop judging the femmes that choose to date outside of femme and femme. Stop judging the studs who choose to date other studs because they choose to date them. Then you think they're going against the stud code because all studs are supposed to date femmes. That's bullshit. It's 2014. That's all. I support my studs who date studs. I support my femmes who date femmes. I support my studs who date femmes, and I support my trans men who seem to date studs, which I do, and I support my trans men who actually date trans men and cis men, which means biological men. There are a lot of them that do date trans men. There are a lot of biological men that date trans men. I'm not in that category. I don't date trans men. I don't date biological men. That's not for me. I like women. I like girls. And I don't give a fuck if you're a femme or you're a stud. But my thing is, this whole segregation needs to stop in the community. It needs to stop. Stop telling a stud she ain't a real stud because she date another stud. Stop telling a stud she ain't acting like a stud because she's feminine. Stop telling a stud because she has a feminine tendency or she acts bitchy. She's still a woman. That's going to happen. Women, just because you're a stud does not mean you forget that you are female. You do bleed every month, Every woman goes through a situation that makes them feminine. Stop judging trans men just because they're trans men and they haven't had top surgery or they haven't had bottom surgery or they haven't started hormones. Stop this segregation. Stop it. Stop it now in our community. Because at the end of the day, we all we got. We supposed to support each other regardless of what they choose to do in the community. If they real to themselves and they're real to you, that's all that matters. If they faking the funk, then that's when you can say something. But if they keeping it real 100%, who are you to judge them? That's all I'm saying. Alright, it's your man Kamari, aka Venus Emotion. Sorry the video a little bit long, but it's a little ramble. Came to me. Alright, later.